In the last episode, we created all these interactables. And for example, we can hold this gun, but we are not able to shoot anything with it yet. So that's what we are going to set up in this episode. And also, I'm just going to show the UI interaction as well, because that's basically the 30-second setup. Okay, let's get into it. So if we select the pistol and head over to the XR grab interactable fixed, you can see these interactable events, and we can do basically whatever we want on these events. What we're going to use is the activate. So when we are activating with the trigger, then it's going to shoot out a bullet. So actually it's pretty simple. We just need to create a new script. I'm just going to call it simply gun. And all we need here is an XR grab interactable. And on awake, we're just going to get the component automatically, so we don't need to assign it. And also on start, we will subscribe to the OnActivated event. So we're going to add this add listener, this shoot function, and don't forget to unsubscribe from this event, otherwise you get some memory leaks and stuff. So yep, I'm just gonna generate the shoot with the activate event args. And basically with the debug stuff, it should already working. All we need to do is just assign it to the gun prefab. So we just add it. We don't need to assign anything because we do that on awake. And yeah, press play and let's see the console. Okay, I just come over here, grab it, and press the activate button. And the console should says bang, yeah. And I try it with, okay, and I try it with my left hand as well. And it also should says bang, yep. Yeah, works fine. Okay, and now we just need to replace this bang log with instantiating bullets and adding some velocity to it and etc. So let's do that. So we will need another script called Projectile, and we are gonna need to make a projectile. So I'm just gonna create a, let's say, sphere, small sphere. Give it 0.02303. Should be fine. I'm gonna create a material for it called bullets. Make this one red and assign to it. And I'm just gonna grab it and just pull it to the, oh, sorry. I just gonna rename it to bullet and create a prefab of it. So we can delete it now. And for this one, I just add the projectile script. Okay, so on the gun, we are gonna need a new game object called spawn point. And all we need to do is set it to local space. And we just need to rotate it so the Z's gonna be the forward direction. So 90. And I just drag it somewhere here. So this is going to be the place where the bullet's going to be instantiated. Okay, and for that, actually, we will need a reference, so a transform, and this is going to be the spawn point. And also we're going to need a projectile prefab. So we need to tell what it needs to instantiate and where. So the spawn point is going to be the where, and the what is going to be the bullet. Okay, so in the shoot function, we need to tell the script to instantiate the projectiles prefab at the spawn point, that position and rotation. Okay, so let's go to the bullets and just set the scale to 0.03. Okay, and press play. Okay, now if I press the activate button, yep, just spawning them in. Okay, so this is the script we're going to use. So we have a required component, rigid body. This is for if we don't have the rigid body component on the object, then it's automatically going to add it to it. Then we need a speed variable and the rigid body on the object. So on awake, we get the rigid body. And on update, we are just adding a velocity to the object. on the transform.forward. So if it's going to be instantiated, it's going to move on the z-axis forward with the speed, and we need to multiply it by time.data time. Otherwise, it's going to be different on every device. And on collision enter, if it collides with anything, it's just going to destroy itself. Okay, now press play. And let's see if it works. Yeah, it works, just it's really slow. So what we can do is on the bullet, we don't need to use gravity. And I'm just gonna need to increase it. Yeah, 500 seems fine. And if it reaches the, I mean, yeah, it's still too slow, but you get the idea. You can increase it to 1000, 2000, whatever. And whenever it reaches the wall or floor, it just getting destroyed. Okay, so that's it for the activation. It's relatively simple, and you can add much more stuff for these events. Okay, moving on to the UI. I set up here a really basic UI. As you can see, it's one of the most basic one, just a button, a input field, and a drop down. So I just set up a really basic UI here, a button, a drop down, and an input field with another button. Really simple. Okay, so what we need is an event system. So if you go to UI and event system, instead of this input system UI input module, we need to add the XR UI input module. And I just removed this component. And again, at the presets, we just need to select this preset already made. Okay, and at the canvas level, you need this track the device graphic raycaster component, but it only needs to be put on the canvas. And the other thing is needs to be word space. And if you accidentally have multiple XR origins, one of them disabled for testing purposes, whatever, it's really important to add the camera component to this UI, otherwise it's not going to work properly, or there is a chance it won't work properly. So I just add the main camera, and whatever happens, it's going to work. So just delete that other XR origin. One more component we need to add is the near-far interactor. I'm just going to grab and drop it to the right-hand controller. And here, for us, we don't need near casting, so I'm just going to disable that. Enable UI interaction. The input configuration, just leave it as it is. And for the interaction layer mask, just select the UI. Everything else should be fine. Yeah, and we can do the same with the left near-far interactor, and we will have both hands with this interactor. So disabling the near casting, and yeah, that's it. Actually, now we can press play, and if we go near the UI, we can press the button, open these, select the options, enter text. Right now, I just working with the keyboard and enter. And yeah, that is the UI part. Okay, so that's it for the basics video. And as you can see, there are many other stuff that needs to be done. For example, dynamic socket interaction, linear and rotational interaction, like opening a door or a chest or a drawer. And also we got poke interactions and loads of other stuff that I want to show you. And those are going to be individual videos. And if you are interested, then hit the subscribe and like button. And yeah, I see you in those videos.